I'm Shanahan here with the medium game semifinals between Cvuu and Jorikke, and I'm joined by H-Roll.
Hey there, how's it going?
Good. It looks like we're already going to get to see some second edition cards as well as some allies here. Um, actually, Tide Pools is allies. No, Seaside second edition. So we've got some brand new cards already. Tide Pools interesting interaction with Tactician maybe.
Oh, I
I,
suppose, yeah.
I don't know.
I
If you
mean,
have
you would like need to have three of them played to like kind of cheat the requirement, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's like a Tide Pools single tack deck where you just play Tide Pools twice in the tack turn and then yeah, because you still got to find the tactician. But this is a pretty awkward openings. Obviously, if you have a 3/4, you click on Cathedral. With the 2/5, I think it's
'Cause-
Pixie Cathedral.
yeah, I mean, maybe you can think about skipping it because you have a goat, but yeah, I don't know.
I just think with University, Falcon, or Kiln, you're gonna gain cards so fast
That's true.
that you want to thin down. But maybe you can delay it slightly, like Potion Cathedral. Um, I feel like you just have to thin fast here because you just want to play. The draw is tight, right?
Right? What if you hit 2-5 with the five having a goat?
Um, Either the cathedral or the potion, probably.
There's a reason I'm asking.
You have another. Well, we have forest dwellers too, right?
Oh,
So there's things we can do with forest dwellers. There's a lot of different things you can do. You may spend a favor to look at the top three cards, discard. Um, yeah, I kind of feel like you have to play with tactician here.
oh, that's interesting. You can use forest dwellers on the first turn to trigger a shuffle by the second turn. Is that
Yeah, if
right?
you had 5/2, certainly you'd want to do that.
Yeah,
I think you have to play
yeah.
with. I mean, Tide Pools draws a little bit, but it's you know the cost is so high on the second turnaround that I think you have to play with Tactician here and maybe use Kiln and Baron. I guess with University you get a ton of markets and um, all in all it feels like the lack of draw is a pretty significant factor here.
Definitely.
Can we get Contract? Like Contract is very bad with Tactician, obviously, but yeah, it doesn't seem like Contract's going to do very much here.
It's not like normally considered particularly strong. I haven't really played with it. It doesn't
No,
seem very exciting.
it is not very exciting
Okay.
in most kingdoms. It's just sometimes you get a biphase engine going with delay or gamble or thing, and contract can kind of do that without an event. You can
Right.
spam terminal draw and then add contracts and do stuff with that. Um, which and plus it gives you the favors here might be nice if you're trying to do some forest dweller stuff, but I think if you do go for the cathedral, you're thin so quickly that you don't have to worry about it too much. And if you're going for tack, then you are gonna have a 10 card starting hand, so you don't really have to worry about finding something to trash with Cathedral. But it looks like both players are skipping here um, and going for a university based strategy.
Ooh, the swamp's gift.
Yeah. If you had bought Cathedral, Swamp's Gift is actually fine because you have two extra things to trash, but uh, it's also you very quickly in these decks run out of things to trash with Cathedral.
Yeah, and with draw being at a premium, it's kind of interesting. Although, like it is something you would be giving up, but it is quite a bit of acceleration.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that the first two times you play the Wisps, they're so likely to draw you cards, and then it sort of decreases after that every time. But the draw
Yeah.
is more important early on in the game than it is later in the game, obviously, because you've thinned and you've added more value.
And I was talking about the cathedral skip.
Oh, the Cathedral skip. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, it just seems like you very quickly are going to be playing two universities a turn. You're just going to get like all the markets and your tacticians going, and um, And I guess once you get the tactician going, you can even like trash the goat, right? Because you no longer can play the goat once you get double tack up and running.
Yep.
And in that deck, like market, you'll get like six markets in over 2 or 3 turns, even though market's not a very dense payload card.
Yeah. I guess you'll be using kill.
Yeah, especially
Right?
like Kiln on Pixie is quite nice.
Kill on market.
Yeah, Kiln on Market. Um, Even Kiln on Tactician is not terrible to get the second copy of Tactician going.
Right. And it's just nice when a card is like plus 7 money, +1/5.
Yeah. Uh, so,
Like Sook.
yeah, like Sook. We played with Sook for the first time today.
I have yet to.
I oh, what was it? Yeah, it was a crazy kingdom. I'll talk about it later.
All right.
So yeah, we're seeing here the lack of cathedral is leading to these hands that we're seeing with a bunch of starting cards that we could have basically gotten rid of already. Um, Goat is trashing 1 card per shuffle, whereas Cathedral is trashing 2 cards per shuffle. So by turn 7 with Goat and Cathedral, you've basically thinned all your starting cards out of the deck. I think I also want to pick up, like for Cvuu here, I believe in grab a Tactician and then buy Cathedral. Just get the trashing going. And you've got enough pieces in your deck now that the game will probably be over on 3 piles by the time you actually run out of starting cards to trash the Cathedral.
Right. They each have, what, 7 starting cards left?
Yeah.
So they did take Tactician and then they took Pixie.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Pixie's a good card here. Just the Tactician is sad because you have to draw all these coppers and then discard them to the Tactician, but they are
Yeah.
making, and then you don't get to play your Goat anymore as well.
Mm-hmm. I guess I think I'm more down for the Cathedral plan. The potion and the university are just stop cards, really.
Yeah, at some point you stop adding universities even, although I don't know if we're quite there yet with this many markets left in the pile.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't really want 5 universities in a deck that only draws 5 cards a turn.
For sure.
You really want to be all the way thin if you have 5 universities. And maybe you get 3 universities, 2 tacticians. I think that deck gets a ton of markets. You've got the kiln to do stuff. Maybe you grab some tide pools later on just to smooth things out, or the markets and the pixies have emptied by that point.
Mm-hmm.
And a deck with a bunch of pixies and markets is very much able to possibly empty the estates or empty another pile. We're seeing the pixies go very quickly here. So Yorka can play the university, kill in the market probably. Hope maybe to roll one of the really good boons other than Wind's Gift. Merchant ship, interesting. And we're killing the merchant ship? I thought for sure we'd kill the market there.
Yeah. Same.
Merchant ship is kind of like a super gold. Kind of, if you squint really hard.
Doesn't compare very well to market to me.
Yeah, especially if your deck is thin, market is drawing you basically another market or university. And merchant ship is giving you just the coins and stopping you. I like the tacticians. I just think the tactician really wants to get paired with Cathedral here. Cathedral is a scary card, I think, to some people. We've all been in the situation where we got Cathedral, we didn't really fully think it through, and then we're trashing good cards. But you kind of have to think about it as, oh no, I don't have any coppers or estates. I only have really super high value, awesome actions in my deck, and I've got 30 of them. What if I have to trash one? Well, University can gain some more. It's fine.
Earth's Gift.
Yeah, this starts to get to the point where Earth's Gift, at the right time could lead to an estate pile out, although the markets are still too high.
Right. But now it's in the boon discard pile.
What would you take here with Earth's Gift, even? Besides
I
the
don't
last
think I would.
Pixie?
I'm not sure I would take it, but I guess I would take Tide Pool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't think trashing your pixie to discard a copper to gain a pixie and then not use the second gift
Feels
was
like a bit of spinning, huh?
seems like a misplay. Yeah.
Hmm.
I guess it does lower the pile. That's fair.
You could probably take one Tide Pools here. You've still got enough junk that you're kind of okay with cycling around.
Yeah. I don't know about buying another university.
Yeah, but this is going to be, well, you don't actually take this. Yeah, you get to 4 if you take this, so I think you don't take it and don't buy anything this turn as Cvuu.
Hmm.
But, yeah, 4 universities without having double tack Cathedral seems like a lot of stop cards in your deck.
Yeah, exactly.
There's also a really interesting spot here where if you get Earth's Gift, you discard a card to gain a potion, so you can pile out the 2 universities and the rest of the markets.
Mm.
But we're again
Oh, there's always Kiln, I
Oh, you
think.
can kill an university. Yeah. So that actually means Yorka has pile pressure that Cvuu doesn't have.
That's true. Although you can also gain Kiln in turn.
Fair, that's just
I
a lot of draw.
yeah, that's true.
Doesn't seem worth it to only trash 1 copper, huh?
Agreed. Yeah. Ooh.
I think you got to take any draw here. And yeah, this will do fine. You gain 2
This is a good turn.
markets. You get 2 merchant ships in play. You buy a card to be determined.
6 money.
Yeah. Duchy doesn't seem outside the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
3 estates seems too early.
Real estate seems scary. But let's your opponent win with 5
Oh,
estates.
your
2
opponent has a
markets.
your opponent has a tactician in play.
Yeah.
So 2 markets and Duchy, and you should have a big turn next turn with the 2 merchant ships in play, the 10 card starting hand, and I know you have a kiln and 2 universities. I think in those bottom 7. 1 tide pulls makes a little bit of sense too. Potentially, you can use that tide pulls to get back around to the other university, right?
Mm-hmm. And if you only have 1 more turn, it's pretty good.
Yep. That's true. It's kind of like Lich on the last turn of the game. It doesn't matter.
It's definitely very close to ending. Let's see. So Cvuu was first player, right?
Yeah, and Cvuu
Okay.
dominated their group, the North American group, as it were, and Jorikke came in second in the Europe/Far East group, or Europe/Australia group,
Mm-hmm.
which unfortunately was how the players aligned in terms of even numbers. Jorikke was in the group with the more time zone challenges, but We tried to control for that as moderators, but we had players in North America, players in Europe, and players in Australia, and it was tough to know. We had to find the balance between them.
Right, that does seem tough.
So yeah, we would have had a pile out here on 5 estates. It looks like they've got 10 money and 2 gains, so 2 markets and 5 estates would have won if you did the double market triple estate line. That I wasn't really suggesting. I was just testing you.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, yeah,
I'm
we'll
glad I
say.
passed.
Um, sort of the thing we're seeing with not buying Cathedral is this hand now. Like, this is turn 11, so we would have definitely trashed those 6 cards, and instead of drawing those 6 treasures, we would have drawn, markets,
The
kilns,
5 cities down
universities,
there, yeah.
merchant ships, and stuff. Um, Now, obviously, if the game goes on much further, the Cathedral, you have to start trashing markets and stuff for universities, but I don't think you care at that point because your deck is you're gaining so many more cards every turn because you're playing your universities a lot more often.
I think the university has already become not a good card
Yeah,
at this point in the game.
yeah. I'm just not like Yorka is very very likely to be able to gain 2 universities next turn and 3 markets, I believe, right? So does Cvuu just not play the tactician and buy a province? That feels real rough.
That feels also losing, just slower losing.
Or I mean, Yorka might even be able to buy Duchy Estate University next turn and gain 3 markets, right? It doesn't seem too tough for them.
Right.
Um, so it looks like, if I'm judging Yorika's deck correctly, I believe the bottom 2 cards, there's guaranteed to be a university down there. Can play like University gaining market, then Kiln University gaining market, play some markets. If you draw the potion, you can buy University, Duchy, and win. I skipped some details there, but I'll.
Yeah. Also, they start with 2 actions, so they can start the kill.
Yeah. And in practice, you probably want to start with all the markets first, right? All the
provinces
first, but.
All right, province estate.
Yeah, so if my calculation was correct, what I just said, that was necessary to prevent the easy pile out line, but I'm pretty sure York is getting to 10 potion here as long as they find the potion. I guess that's the tough part, right? We click our cantrips and hope we find a potion, and if we do, I think the pile out is in hand right now. 3 universities gain 3 markets. Kiln gains a university. We just need to hit 10 potion, and I'm looking at 10 potion, I think, in hand, right?
All right, yeah. Yeah, looks like it.
We'll see if the Kiln gaining a university is slightly counterintuitive, I'll say. And they haven't clicked it yet, so we'll see if they spot that line.
Well, is that another way to win?
I don't. Yeah, they can discard Potion Goat and gain 2 estates, and buy the last 5 estates. They have sufficient buys for that as well. They can empty markets, estates, and/or universities this turn. It looks like.
Yeah, okay.
I find the Kiln University pile out to be slightly more stylish, but
Really?
the style guide has not reached official status in the tournament rules yet, so any pile out's a good pile out if you can find one.
And I'm glad the rules work that way. Deep in the tank here.
Yeah, I'm assuming they haven't seen the Kiln University line.
Ooh, they did not take it.
So I'm hoping they see the Kiln University line then, because without that, you bought the Kiln, so you have in your mind some conception of doing something with it. I was thinking you'd Kiln like market, and obviously you mentioned Kiln University, so once you spot that, the pile out line becomes easier.
Is that last card kill? Who has the kill?
I think.
Okay, the kill university did happen.
Yeah, I think Cvuu.
Oh, it's Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah, I think Cvuu gained a kill in the last turn. But yep, this looks like the pile out here. Cvuu saw what could happen and tried to defend with getting as much green as they could, but Jorikke was pretty likely to draw a deck there with the Tactician coming into play. And that's a win for Jorikke if they click University Province. Nicely spotted. And that's game 1's in the book. Goes to the lower seed second player. So Jorikke will get to go first in game 2. Joining you shortly.